Welcome back everybody, my name is Robert Doman, and in this GB Studio tutorial video we're going to be looking at persistence. Persistence is the idea that an item or object or state of inside a scene stays as it is when you leave and come back. We've looked at things similar to this before, but this will be a very concise video where I show you exactly what it means and how you can use it. So let's jump straight into GB Studio. If you don't know what GB Studio is, it's a drag and drop game engine that lets you make Game Boy games, and it can also export to the web so you can put it up on itch.io. So first of all, let's have a look at what I've done in the future. I'll put up right now what I've finished, what I end the video with. So here it is. Thank you, past me. Now let's see what we did. We've made it so when we interact with this rock, we push it around. When we press start, it refreshes the scene, meaning it changes the scene, but we're put back in the same scene. And the rock stays in the same place. That is what persistence is. Persistence is the idea that objects can keep their information between scenes, and you can persist. Everything can persist. How beautiful. So yeah, if this is something that you didn't know how to do in GB Studio, I hope this video will help you. And back to me in the studio. Wow, thank you. And let's now jump into making it. And if we look here, I've made a brand new scene, and I can start straight from fresh as well. New scene, I'm going to make it be the sample town. I'll just set the colors to be the grass, the water, and the red cliffs, I think it is. Yeah, there we go. So now we have a scene that's completely empty, void of life. And now I'm going to click on the background, and I'm going to select the starting scene as this one, which is scene 25. Boom. And then we're going to move this little arrow so that we can basically begin here. This is the starting thing. And if you didn't know how to make a scene, you press on add and then go to scene, and then you can click down, or you can press S and it automatically does that too. So now we're going to look at persistence. So we need something that can change whenever we come into the scene. So I'm going to make a rock. This is the very simplest thing. Rock, and then we can add on interact event, and I think it's push actor away from player. And if we press play now and have a look at what this does, actually what I also need is a start or attach script button, and what I want to do is make it on start and then change scene back to this scene. I'm gonna put the player back in the scene. So let's put them where they are. 22:45. 22:45. It's not exactly the same position, but it's fine. And let's press play. And the idea is here that we'll be pushing this rock, and when we press start, it will reload the scene, and the rock will be back to where it is right now. And that's not persisting, right? So if we have a look at it, here's our player. Walks a bit fast, that's fine. We interact with it and we push it, and then it's now up here. We press start and it's back to exactly where it was, which can be very useful when you have a game and you just want to play again, right? That's all we might ever need, right? Is to just press start and we play again. But what if we want the player to be exactly where we were, or the rock to be? That's what the main thing is right now, the rock. So let's have a look at the rock script again. We click on the rock, we go on the interact, and we want to store actor position in variables. We got the actor here, and then we want to find a new variable 28 is my next one, and I'm going to call it rock x, and then I'm going to scroll down again, so it'll be variable 29 for me, and rock y. And now this won't do everything right, but we now go on to the initiate, and we want to set actor position to the variable of rock x and the variable rock y. And now here's one thing we need to make sure, that we actually on initiate, or at the beginning of the game, we set that value, right? So what we the reason why we need to do that, I'll show you, is because currently those values are 0, 0. So if they're 0, 0, that means they're in the top left of the screen. So let's see if this worked. Yeah. So let's go up to the top left, see if we can see it. There it is. It's hiding at the top because when you don't set a value, it means it's actually 0, 0. So what I'm going to do here is go if variable value is rock x is equal to 0, then we're going to set rock x. So we're going to do math function rock x set to a value of, let's see where it is right now. It's at 2342. So 23 and disable else. And then we want to do this with the y as well. Well, really we don't need to. If it's 0 on the y, actually, let's do the y. So rock y. Okay, we actually check rock y. The reason why is because technically you could push the rock all the way to the left of the screen, and that would be rock 0. So let's go on rock y. And this will obviously, this might not make sense right now, but the idea is that when the rock is up here, you know, at the very, very top of the screen, actually, scratch this. I'm going to do an expression so I can show you guys an expression. So let's type in expression, evaluate math expression, or if math expression. So if we want the variable rock x equals 0 and the variable rock y is equal to 0, then we set rock x to 23, and then we copy this, and where is it? 42, and we set rock y to 42, and we can disable else. It's already disabled, okay, and oh, I see why, because we need this one. We take this one out of the original one. The original one is the if x. So now we have an if statement or an expression saying if the rock x is equal to 0 and the rock y is equal to 0, set rock x and y to 23 and 42, and now we can disable the else on this because it doesn't matter. And then after that, it sets the position. So let's try it out. Let's see if this rock will persist. Give us a minute. Let's see if it runs. There we go. And just move it up a couple and press start. And there it is. So not only does it begin in the correct position, when we restart, boom, it's back to, although we change position, the rock doesn't. And you can use this logic on the player, so when you enter the scene, it pulls the correct position, the X position. Though remember that each scene that you use this kind of thing on will be, each scene that you put this script into, you will find that the value, the X and Y, will be kept from scene to scene, which might not be a good idea. So you might want to put this on the local variables. If I change it to local 0 and local 1, and then if I go local 0 and local 1, and then these I can rename to rock X and rock Y. Just make sure that every time you do it, every reference to it, you're correctly putting it. So let's press play and see if it works again. And now if you were to copy this script and put it into other scenes, because it's using local variables, it shouldn't, hold on. Oh, interesting. X and Y. Oh, hey, here we go. That's why. Good job I did that with you guys. Local 0 and local 1. There we go. Like I said, you have to make sure that all your references are updated correctly if you do change your variables. And like I said, because this is now on local, these are local variables, it means that if you were to copy this script and take it into another scene, it's not referencing global variables that are always saved between scenes. Hello, it's future me again. I'm going to show you what I mean by this. I want to clarify my point. I'm going to take this same rock and I'm going to duplicate it around the scene. And just remember that when we do this, we need to update the position in here. So let's set this position to 1931, 1931. This one is 4139, 4139, and this one is 3346, 3346. And now when we press play, we should see a collection of rocks all using the same script, but with that slight change of the initial location. And as we push them around, we should see that they are all persistent. They all stay where we put them. And I hope this is helping you imagine how you can use it on a larger scale by even just duplicating the same script around in the same scene. So I hope this helped clarify what I was talking about here. Back to me in the studio. Local variables are only saved inside of scenes. So to keep that in mind, right? We can use local variables and global variables to update things in certain scenes, and we can use global variables to keep track of things throughout our entire game. And if we look at the scripts, no, we want variables, the very bottom over on the left over here. If we scroll this up, you can see these are all our global variables, and we have 511 of them, 512 because we have variable 0 as well. And then we have, if we look at the drop down here, we have 6 local variables. We also have 2 temporary variables, which I believe won't be saved when you leave the scene. And they also might only exist on this object. And that's another thing. These local variables are only existing on this object, so you can't reference them between objects. But because we're just using it to remember their position, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But if it is, use a global variable and use different global variables for each scene. That might be too overwhelming. However, seeing that the rock has saved its position should be an understanding that we have persistence in our scenes. So I hope this has helped you in some way. I understand if you might need some extra help, so leave any comments you have in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll put my patrons up on screen right now. Thank you so much to you guys, and thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.